What's up, y'all? I'm Kara Whitfield. Welcome to Kara Speaks, where faith, healing, and real conversations meet. I am a speaker as well as author of the book, Healing Cost Me Everything. That's available right now on Amazon.com. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button and let's build a community. You know, at the end of the year, everybody started praying that removal prayer. Father, if they ain't for me, take them out my life, right? I used to pray that prayer too. And every single time somebody will get removed from my life. But around this time last year, I prayed the removal prayer, but it was a little different. I prayed more so of a prayer of revelation, a prayer of alignment. Show me the people who are meant to be here. If they are for me, let me see. I wanted to be shown the hearts of people that were around me. I wanted to see with my spiritual eye, not my natural eye, because sometimes we can be deceived because we're looking at things that we want, and we will shape it into what we want instead of seeing it for the truth that it is. So we ignore the signs, we ignore red flags, we ignore the conversations we ignore the side remarks, the conversations that we had that was tapping us on the shoulder saying, this ain't it. So I didn't want to see it with my natural eye. I wanted to see it with my spiritual eye. So I prayed for a revelation. I didn't want to see it from my wounded self. I don't want my wounded self to interpret something that may not be. I didn't want to project any insecurities. I didn't want to project any old past relationships of the people who were no good for me onto these people that were in my life now. I wanted to truly see if these people were really supposed to be in my life, because Yahweh hears the conversations that I don't. There will be no way for me to truly know the intention of people's heart. So I had to pray about it. I was looking for the good. I was looking for alignment. And what I was left with was two people. I didn't know it then, but that prayer set the tone for 2025. That prayer was before graduating therapy. That prayer was before the book. That prayer was before the merch. That prayer was before this version of me that I am today. That prayer was before the rupture in my friendships that I had. I did not know. It's like my body was reacting to what my spirit was preparing me for. It was before I even knew who I was becoming. But Yahweh knew. The Father knew. And He was preparing me. He knew the version of me that He was shaping me to be. This expanded, this healed, this grounded person. And before 2025 came, I was already doing inventory, emotional inventory of what I wanted, what I needed, because I was carrying so much, and not just from those relationships, just from past relationships, just family relationships, family dynamics. I was just carrying so much mentally and emotionally that it just got too heavy. And I said, you know what? It's time for me to put this down. And I am going to have to make some changes. So I was doing a temperature check of the people around me, seeing who had the capacity to hold me and support me in the way that I needed to, because it was going to look a little different than it had previously. And I wasn't going to be able to show up as I normally did, because the way I was showing up was harmful to me, because I was in survival mode. I had conversations, and the conversations initially did not feel like goodbye. Like I said, my body was on autopilot. My body was reacting to what my spirit was shifting inside of me. And so when I was having those conversations, now that I look back on in hindsight, were final, but they didn't feel final in the moment, because again, I wanted to see the positive. I was looking for alignment the entire time. So I was acting that way. I was moving in alignment, but I was moving in alignment with myself. I was honoring myself. The new me was starting to rise, and I didn't even know who she was yet. I didn't even know this person that I am today yet. So I was asking for what I needed. The first time in my life, I was preparing to set boundaries that I had not even enforced yet, that I've never enforced in my life. And I was growing the courage to do that, knowing that I could possibly lose these relationships if I did that. But I wasn't consciously thinking that that's what I was doing. But my actions, that's what I was doing. I just knew that I was done abandoning myself. I was done shrinking. I was done pretending. I was done pretending that I did not need emotional safety. I was done pretending that I did not need reciprocity, that I did not need anything. I needed things, and I was proclaiming that. I was naming that for the first time. And I wasn't going to apologize for that. And that's when things begin to unravel. Because when you are growing, whether you know it or not, it's always going to expose what cannot grow with you. Looking back now, I can see how that transition started very early. My spirit already knew what was coming. My body was just the last one to catch up. And a lot of times that's how it really is for us. Sometimes things that happen so fast emotionally until we finally get to a place where we can rest and reflect and we can look back and like, wow, I was really moving fast. Things really happen fast because it takes a while for our body to catch up to where our spirit already is. It's always spirit first, mind, then your body. Around this time last year, I was just sifting through relationships, preparing for what Yahweh had planned for me. And when the dust settled, I was left with my two people. I was left with my tribe. One person where we reconnected, a 15-year friendship where we weren't friends for 3 years and we reconnected after going through our own personal healing journey, going to therapy and being able to finally meet each other in the same place and hear each other from our healed selves and not our wounds. And even though we still work through things, we still are learning because, again, we weren't friends for 3 years. So we're still learning each other and still growing, but we're growing together. We're committed to the friendship. We're committed to learning each other and giving each other what each other needs and showing up where we can and honoring ourselves in the relationship. The other friend who I've known for 20 years, which I didn't gain anything new with this friend, it reaffirmed who this friend was to me. And all the things that I was looking for on the outside, I'd already had. The consistency, the effort, the intentionality, my anchor. I like to call her my platonic soulmate in that friendship. It was something that opened my eyes, like everything that you were looking for in other people, you have right here. This is all that you need in this friendship. So those two people that I was left with, that was my aligned community. Two people that can hold the version of me that healing created. They made space without question. Two friendships that did not require me to earn anything from them. I did not have to perform. I did not have to pretend. I can just exist and show up as me. They understand me. I don't have to over-explain. Two friends, two best friends that can sit with the weight and the beauty of the new me without telling me that I am too much or that I am asking for too much. I have never felt like that with these two people, and that is true alignment. So hear me when I say this. Sometimes your spirit will shift before you even notice it. It will shift before your life does. Sometimes the Father answers your prayers in a way that feels like a loss, but it's really preparation. I didn't lose people. I just aligned with my purpose. And the Father left me with exactly the community that I needed to carry me to my next season or to walk with me to my next season. So if you're in a season where your relationships are starting to shift, or people are starting to feel distant, or your circle may be getting smaller, don't assume that it's punishment or that it's your fault or that it's even malicious, because a lot of times it's not even malicious. You're just growing into a person who just needs something different now. You need a different type of support, and that's okay. It doesn't make people bad. It just makes you different, and different people need different things. As you continue to grow, as your spirit continues to move, as you continue to be in harmony with your spirit, mind, and body, it's going to take time to catch up. And sometimes we are just catching up to, sometimes our body is just catching up to who we are becoming. So tell me your story in the comments, and I'll see y'all next time. Stay faithful, healed, and free.